I want to talk to you about the outline. We will do a topic outline for this research paper, and you can see that that's what I've put for your directions for this first page. And what this will do is it will help you organize, plan your research paper. At this point, you turned in a research proposal and you know what your thesis is, at least that's your working thesis right now. It may change a little bit, but then you're going to go ahead and write an outline and plan out what your paper ought to look like. And before we go over this first page, I want you to go down to the second page and look at what your actual outline will look like. This is an example, and you are welcome to take this format and just fill your information in here. So of course you would put your correct information here. You will write the word outline and put a colon, and then you're going to put your title here. Whatever it is that you decided to title your paper on your research proposal, you'll put right there. You will put a Roman numeral 1, and everyone will have the word introduction right there, and then that's all. You will have an A and a B, and on your A here under Roman numeral 1, you're going to put the words background information, and that's it. Leave it there. Leave it just like that. And then you're going to write the word thesis statement and then put a dash and then actually type your thesis statement out here next to the B. Then you'll have a Roman numeral 2, and this is where everybody's gets different because you may not have the words economic problems, but what you need to know is your Roman numeral 2, your Roman numeral 3, your Roman numeral 4. You may even have a 5 and a 6, or you may only have 3. I would suggest having at least 3 points, but you may have 4 or 5 points in your paper. And those main points are what this 2, 3, 4, and if you've got a 5 or a 6, that's what those are. And you are going to put your main point there in a couple of words. And then anything underneath the main point, in order to support that main point, you would put underneath the Roman numeral 2 as an A and a B. Now, if you have to have at least an A and a B under each one of your main topics. So this is topic number 1, or point number 1 that you're going to make. You have to have an A and a B. You may have a C and a D, or an E and an F even, but you have to have an A if you have to have a B if you have an A under that. Now, notice what I've done here is I've just done a couple of words, 3 words at the most, or 4, not much at all though. This outline is simply to get you organized about what you're going to talk about. And so notice what I've put in here. I've put in parentheses, this is the Jones article, or you may want to call it your online article or your website article. I don't care what you call it, but you're going to show where you got the information for this particular point. What article or what book, or you may even want to put some pages over here in parentheses. If it's the Jones book, page 50, go down here to this Roman numeral 4 where I just highlighted. If you've got 2 different source places that you got some information from, then you can put that like that. And again, you might want to put page numbers. However you do it, it's really for you to organize yourself. It may not make sense to me, but it'll make sense to you, and that's okay. Notice on your Roman numeral 2, this D has 2 little other points underneath, a 1 and a 2. You don't have to have a 1 and a 2, but if you have a 1, you have to have a 2. Alright, so here what I'm saying is you may have a Roman numeral 2 for point 1, Roman numeral 3 for point 2, Roman numeral 4 for point 3, and you may have a couple of more points. That's fine. If you only have a 2, 3, and a 4, yours will, however it fits in to make sense. On your last Roman numeral, whether it's a 5, a 6, a 7, just type the word conclusion, just like that. Alright, a couple of things I want to talk to you about. Go back to the direction page. This is a topic outline. You don't see me say this too often, but highlighted in yellow, I put do not write some complete sentences in your outline. I do not want a sentence outline. You're going to use short, phrases, like, except for your thesis statement will be a sentence, but everything else down here, I just want a few words, 2 or 3, 4 words at the most. All right, we need to talk about parallelism and coordination. So parallelism, and we've had this several times this year and last year even, the wording within each division needs to be parallel. So if you use nouns or verbs or adjectives, I don't care which, but you need to have those parallel. And go down here and I'll try to explain that. Just look down on this ABC. I have a conflict, that's a noun. Family, that's a noun. Age, that's a noun. And then I put an adjective in front of each one. So that makes that a just an adjective noun structure, and those are parallel to each other. Look at this one: loss of friends, relationships with dates. So I have a noun and I have a prepositional phrase. I have a noun and then I have a prepositional phrase. That makes that parallel. We just got finished with Tale of Two Cities, best of times, worst of times. So we talked about this parallelism. Child support, adjective noun, adjective noun, and then you've got adjective nouns there as well. So that's what I mean by parallelism. I already mentioned the coordination. If there's an A, there must be a B. If there's a 1, there must be a 2. And then I also talked about including the last name of the author, or maybe even a page number if you were doing that, just to show where the outline is. Make sure you check your due date for when your outline is due, and you will turn your outline in to turn it in.